Hello friends, I Kamlesh Kumar. Welcome to all of you at my YouTube channel Social Science Academy. In this video, we are going to start chapter Impact of British Rule on India of class 8. So let us see the introduction of the chapter. The British era is the most eventful era in the history of India. It brought changes in every aspect of the Indian society, education, public institutions, reforms in caste system, and the conditions of uh, women. Most of these changes were brought about by the effect of English educated Indians. A number of pathshalas, maktabs for elementary education, and tolls and madrasas for higher education were imparting education in India before the rule of East India Company began. Education was limited to reading of religious books in vernacular languages and learning arithmetical tables. Higher education covered subjects like Sanskrit, Arabic, Persian, law, logic, medicine, and astronomy based on old texts. So, students, uh, after the establishment of the company rule in India, which we have already discussed in the previous chapters, the establishment of company rule in India, how the East India Company arrived in India as a trader, and it gradually controlled the power of India and it became the master of India. So, after attaining the power to govern India, uh, whole thing, that is society, economy, politics, education, culture, everything was transformed in India and it was deeply influenced by the Britishers. Uh, there were various social consequences in India which were tried by the Britishers to bring changes, to bring reforms. They also introduced new education system and it deeply influenced the traditional education system of India. So first we will discuss the topic education under the British. So let us see. The main objective of the East India Company was to make profit and not to take over the responsibility of educating Indians. Though the missionaries opened a few English schools, their uh, purpose was to promote Christianity. So, uh, what were the motive behind introducing English education in India? Just to prepare a man force to uh, govern India. They were not promoting English education in India to for the betterment of Indians. It was for the betterment of British Empire. So some stray efforts were made in the field of education, but the Charter Act of 1813 was the first significant uh, step wherein the British sanctioned a sum of 1 lakh rupees for education in India. So officially for education in India from the British East India Company, it was provisioned in the Charter Act of 1813 that the British East India Company will spend 1 lakh rupees annually on the development of education. So the Hindu and the Elphinstone, uh, the Hindu and the Elphinstone colleges were established in Calcutta and Bombay respectively under this provision. So this institution produced English educated Indians elite class who aped Western etiquettes, dress, and eating habits. Means with the influence of education, the Indians were influenced by the British culture also, and this elite class became the source of inspiration to adopt English education for the upcoming generation in India. So the British wanted psychological slavery of the elite class of the Indian society. In 1835, Thomas Macaulay, that is member of Legislative Council, said, "We must do our best to form a class who may be uh, interprets between us and the millions whom we govern, a class of persons Indian in blood and uh, color, but English in taste and opinion." So, this Macaulay opined that by promoting English education in India, we will create a class who will be by physical feature the Indian, but internally, mentally, he or she will be the British in practice or opinion. So the British decided to take steps in the field of education in India, but a controversy arose between the Orientalist and Anglicist regarding uh, medium of education. The Orientalist favored the traditional system with Sanskrit and Persian as the medium of instruction, while the Anglicist favored English as a medium of instruction. So, on the how education will be imparted in India, there were two groups uh, for the discussion. One was Orientalist and one was Anglicist. Orientalists favored the traditional way of learning in India, that was the learning by the using this Sanskrit and Arabic or Persian. And this Orientalists were focused with the promotion of English as a medium of instruction for the education. Lord Macaulay supported the Anglicist as the British wanted a class of Indian who would be as a link between the rulers and ruled, and provided cheap manpower for lower levels of administration. He also believed that teaching of Western education through English as a medium would civilize the people of India. Means this Lord Macaulay was uh, by every means he wanted to promote English education, and he thought that only English is the medium which can civilize the Indians. So this would change their taste, value, and calculate the and develop a taste and desire for British commodities, and thus they could earn huge profit, which was the main objective of the East India Company. So, student, are you looking here the politics, how the Britishers are wanting to promote English education, and through English education they are creating an interest among Indian to like the British commodities, British culture, and by those things, by those way they can earn huge profit, and they are creating a market for their commodities. Wood's dispatch of 1854, issued by Charles Wood, made major changes in education policy of British. It gave a detailed plan for a separate department of education. Universities were set up at the presidency towns of uh, Bombay, Calcutta, and Madras. Institutions for training the teachers were also set up, and assistance was given to vernacular schools. So Charles Wood uh, recommended education system in which there should be a different a separate department of education. University education was promoted. This and On his recommendation, universities were set up at Bombay, Calcutta, and Madras. So in 1982, uh, Hunter Education Commission was appointed to look into the non-implementation of Wood's dispatch. Means this Hunter Commission was appointed to evaluate the development which was recommended by this Woods in 1854. He was this Wood Hunter Commission was appointed to review the development of this Woods dispatch, and what this Hunter Commission recommended that promotion sorry Woods dispatch, position of primary education, secondary education, work of missionaries in the field of education, and vocational training in secondary education. So this was the target area of the Hunter Commission in which was to be recommended. So Lord Curzon, the Viceroy of India, revised the whole system of education because he believed that educational institutions in India were producing political revolutionaries. So by the beginning of the 20th century, some revolutionary movements were taking place in different parts of India, and the Britishers tried to find out the reason of these frequent revolutions, and they found that this education system is the main reason by which the Bengal is awakening, and it is becoming the center of a revolution. So they wanted to change the education system, and this Lord Curzon drastically transformed the education system in India. With this view, the Indian Universities Act of 1904 was passed to check the growth of higher education in India, and it annoyed the Indians. On the whole, universal education in India was neglected by the British till Wardha Education Scheme 1937 was initiated by Gandhiji. So universal education means free education to all. It was not the target of the Britishers. The Britishers wanted only targeted group who can be Indian in blood but British in taste and uh, ideology. So Gandhi believed that English education created a sense of inferiority and developed master slave mentally among the Indians. So a national education system was proposed that would inculcate morals like truth, goodness, justice, a sense of self respect, and dignity among the Indian masses. So, this was the aim of this Gandhian education system, which was recommended in 1937 under the Wardha scheme of education. In 1943, the British appointed Job Sargent to prepare a national system of education, which is also known as the Sargent Commission, and it proposed universal, compulsory, and free education for children between 6 to 14 years of age for all round development of the students. And this is the first time that any uh, commission recommended for the universal education system to be introduced in India, and after independence it became the target and 2002 it became one of the fundamental rights in India that between 6 to 14 years of the age uh, all the children will be freely educated. Most of the recommendations of this plan were implemented by the government of India after independence. Now let us see the positive and negative impact of the education system. So student, we will stop here. In the next video we will see in detail the positive and negative aspects of the British education system in India. So if you are liking my video, please smash on like button and subscribe my channel to have notification of the new videos. Thank you. Have a nice day.